What's up? It's Jesse. In today's video, I will go over Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I want you to be sure to stick around because you do not want to miss out on this valuable information. Let's talk about the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Your life is the sum of your choices. Albert Camus, the second youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1957, said this. It is said that your life is the sum of your choices, right? That one should be the designer of their life, not merely the consumer of it. Create more than you consume. Create more than you consume. Every decision that you make, big or small, contributes to the overall shape and outcome of your life. Your life. So, let's get to the meat of this video. Although Covey first published this book in 1989, its lessons still hold true to this day. So what are the 7 habits? I'll list them for the people who are thinking, get to the point, and then I'll dive into them a bit more. Here's the list. Number 1, be proactive. Number 2, begin with the end in mind. Number 3, put first things first. Primero lo que deja, luego lo que apendeja. All right. Number 4, think win-win. 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Number 6 is synergize. I feel like a lot of people do not know what that word means. Thankfully, I was able to learn that word when I was like 16, 17, and it's been a blessing in my retail life. But yeah, the 6th habit in the book is synergize. Lastly, number 7 is sharpen the saw. Let's dive into these. Number 1, be proactive means exactly that. Don't be reactive and excuse it on, that's just how I am. I have a short temper. I'm hot-headed. None of that, okay? Those are just excuses. Reactive people focus on the things that they have no control over and cannot change. Constantly complaining, like it's always something with them, okay? It's always something with a reactive person. Like that saying, if it's not one thing, it's another. I've learned as an adult, yeah, that's true, but it's all a matter of how you take it. Like, if you feel like life is just knocking you down, then it's gonna knock you down, all right? Learn to look at things through a positive lens, okay? A proactive person recognizes that even if they were to complain objectively, it's not gonna do anybody any good. It's not gonna do anybody any good. So, complain less. Be thankful more. Gratitude is important, okay? Gratitude is very, very important for you to be able to live a happy and actually truly fulfilling and positive life. When you wake up, you're not like, damn, I gotta wake up. Damn, I gotta go to work. But instead, you're like, thank God I get to get up and go make this money. Thank God I put my feet on the ground. Just be thankful, And if you're not religious, just be thankful. You don't got to thank God. I thank God because I love God and God loves me and I am religious. But if you're not, then just be thankful. Thank the universe. Thank whoever, whatever. Just be grateful. Practice gratitude, okay? Number 2, begin with the end in mind. I want you to picture yourself at a funeral. But this one is different from others. Why? You stand over the casket and you're staring at yourself. What do you have to say about yourself, for yourself? What do you have to say about the life that you have lived? Are you doing the things in your life that are aligned with what you would want to be able to say for yourself at your funeral? How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as a person who added value to society, or are you scared of failure and choose comfortable mediocrity instead? When we ask ourselves this question, almost every single one of us has to adjust the way we live to live up to the person we truly want to be remembered as. So don't feel like a POS, don't let yourself feel like a POS or like you've wasted most of your life, because it is never too late. It's never too late. Truest I've ever heard, because Colonel Sanders' story and all that stuff, he was like 60 something when he opened KFC. It's been a big hit. I just ate some a couple weeks ago that was fire. Some of the best mashed potatoes oh man, I would tear those mashed potatoes up for days. It is never too late. But today, right now, you are the youngest you will ever be. You're probably, no, I'm not going to say the healthiest you'll ever be, because you can always be healthier. I mean, even me, everybody can always be healthier, But it is the youngest you will ever be. So are you going to wait another day? Are you going to waste another day? Or are you going to Go out there and get it. Do what you want to do, how you want to do it. Do it. Okay? Habit number 3, put first things first. In the beginning of the video, when I was listening to things, I said a little saying. It's something that we say in Spanish. Something that my ex used to say, and I loved her for it. She used to always say, primero lo que deja, luego lo que apendeja. She was actually the first person I ever heard in my entire life say that. Basically, primero lo que deja, luego lo que apendeja just means that. Put first things first. Like, work hard, play hard, yes, but you gotta work hard first in order to play hard, you know? So, if I were to ask you, what are the most important things to you, right? The most common answers I would get are family and health. You would never say watching TV or scrolling through TikTok are the most important things to you. But how many of us spend more time watching TV and scrolling through TikTok than cultivating a healthy family environment? Stop letting time pass you by, okay? There is a massive, 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 massive disconnect between what we say and how we actually allocate our time. There are 24 hours in the day. 24, okay? You should be using at least 8 of them to sleep. I know. Trust me. Somebody who's struggled with mental health, has had to take sleeping pills, has used weed to fall asleep. Like, I know. That's why I said you should be. Okay? You should be using 8 of them, at least 8 of them, to sleep. But how do you spend those other 16 hours in your day, right? I feel, and a lot of people might not like me saying this, but I feel like parents use their kids as an excuse because the majority of the time your kids are at school all day. So if you don't work, what are you bringing to that family environment? Like, outside of being a mother, which, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. That's a difficult job. I can't even imagine. You know, my mom had 4 kids. I don't know how she did it, but she did it, and she's amazing, and I love her for it. And she didn't start working until now, in her 50s. She didn't work a single day when we were growing up. She didn't work a single day. She was always there to take care of us. She didn't work a single day from like 20, I think she was 29, 27, or 29, the last time she actually worked a job. And she used to work at Sizzler, but she didn't work there for long. She never worked a day in her life. She was always there taking care of us. And now she works in her 50s at a daycare, right? I admire her. I love her, you know. But, like, outside of that, who are you, you know? You gotta really, like, you have 24 hours a day. You should be using 8 of them to sleep. But how are you spending the other 16 hours? What are you doing for yourself? What are you making of yourself? How do you want to be remembered when you die? That goes back to the second habit, which is begin with the end in mind. How do you want to be remembered when you die? Habit number 4 is think win-win. So stop thinking everything has to be a zero-sum game. It doesn't mean another person has to lose in order for you to win. This one basically means don't be a hater. In every situation you are in, figure a way in which every party walks away winning. Simple, honestly. Like, just don't be a hater. Habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. This habit is all about listening. I think we can all say we've been in situations where what somebody says or does just doesn't make sense to us right off the bat. Like, you're like, what? What do you... Like, your brain really can't wrap itself around whatever is coming out of this person's mouth. In the book, Covey has an example of mapping out 2 conversations between a father and son. In the first case, the father is clueless to how his own fear is framing the relationship and shutting his son down big time. Like, his son just doesn't want to talk because of the fear that the dad has. Like, the dad's own fear is making him shut down. The dad quickly goes into, like, fix-it mode, right? So he's talking about his own experiences, and before condemning and judging the teen, like, all he's doing, like, he condemns and judges him, and all he's doing is talking about his own experiences before condemning him. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, you know, as a child, I was a child once, you know, I still am a child to 50-year-old parents now, but I'm an adult now, you know. But as a young child, how does that make you feel? You know, when you go to your parent and you want to tell them something and explain to them something, and then they just don't listen. They just start talking about what they went through, the experiences they've been through. They tell you about how they used to have to walk in the snow 50 miles to get to school barefoot, you know, like, good for you. That doesn't matter to me. I'm going through something, Dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in the second case, the father shows that he understands the kid's concerns and worries by listening, being calm, and occasionally restating what the teen is experiencing in a somewhat more nuanced manner. So the conversations, of course, finish rather differently. These two conversations, right? In the first instance, the teenager decides he won't confide in his father about this matter anymore and ends their conversation. The teenager in the second example, however, ultimately decides against following through on his initial plan to drop out of school, in part because the dad gave him space to talk through what was happening instead of, you know, just talking about his own experiences and then condemning him. There are times when sharing from our own experiences or our own autobiography can be helpful, right? Sometimes people ask for direct advice, but so much of the time being a good listener isn't about trying to translate another person's experience into something you've faced or making it about you and your feelings. It's about imagining what they are feeling right now in the moment. Habit number 6, synergize. All right, so think of synergy as ingredients in a recipe coming together to create a dish, or each instrument in an orchestra creating a song, you know? Synergy is basically collaboration in complete harmony. So I don't know how to say that better, but I guess, or like in a easier way, but synergy is collaboration in complete harmony. So like working together where it's like just harmonious. Lastly, habit number 7 is sharpen the saw. So one day, quick story, one day a young man was cutting down a tree and his neighbor noticed he was having a hard time. He went over and said, you know, if you sharpen the saw, it'll be much easier to cut the tree down. The man cutting the tree said it would take too much time. You might laugh at the guy saying it'd take too much time to sharpen the saw, but the truth is most of us are exactly like him. We want to be healthy, but we don't spend 30 minutes a day for exercise. We want to be smarter, but we don't spend 20 minutes a day expanding our knowledge by reading. We want a great family, but don't spend any quality time together. We want to be focused and relaxed, but don't take 10 minutes a day to meditate. We want to be excited for the week to come, but don't rest properly on Sunday. Instead of always being tired and allowing for your job to take all of your energy, use lists, alarms, calendars, and all of the resources available to you to plan. P-L-A-N. P-L-A-N. Plan your day, your week, your month. Manage the main resources you have to achieve your goals. I have learned and implemented these things, and I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I highly recommend that you read the book. The book, I listened to the audiobook. I'm not much of a sit down and read person, so I listened to the audiobook. So I listened to it while I would, when I go to the gym, I listened to the book. You know, I usually listen to audiobooks instead of music. When I really feel like I need to listen to music, then I'll listen to music because I love music. But I'll listen to audiobooks instead of listening to music while I'm at the gym so that I can expand my horizons. You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend that you either listen to the audiobook or you read it. You know, it's when you're present while reading the book, it is highly valuable information. Like, it really is, like, when you apply it, it's life-changing, you know, and not much else I can say about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions or anything, just, you know, hit me up, follow me on Instagram. Love y'all. See you in the next one. Damn it.